The sun begins to rise, its first rays gently illuminating the barren mountains of the Valley of the Kings. The horizon glows with golden and orange hues, reflecting the grandeur of ancient Egypt, which, despite its vastness, seems to rest in utter silence. The desert heat begins to take hold of the region, making the air thick, dense, as if it were possible to touch it. As the first light touches the stones, the scene unfolds. The tombs of the pharaohs stand tall, imposing, like giants sleeping, awaiting eternity. The presence of ancient, powerful figures can be felt, but nothing is more tangible than the silence enveloping the valley. It's a deep, oppressive calm, as if time has slowed, waiting for the sacred history to unfold. You can feel, within yourself, a reverence for these places, for the bodies and souls that rest in the stone caves. These tombs are not mere graves. They are portals to the beyond, where the pharaohs continue to watch over the mortal world. The mystical aura of the place is indescribable, as if the very land, warmed by the first rays of the sun, reveres its ancient masters. As the dawn light breaks over the valley, the priests begin to move. Their garments are heavy, but their steps are full of concentration. They walk with the purpose of performing rituals passed down from generation to generation. The sound of footsteps softly echoes on the stone floor. In their hands, they carry sacred vessels, incense, and precious oils, ready to prepare the ground for what is to come. As they enter the tombs, their shadows dance on the stone walls, while the scent of incense mingles with the heat of the desert. The walls, adorned with sacred hieroglyphs, glow faintly under the light of the torches they carry. Each symbol etched into the stone is not just a writing, but a direct connection to the gods. The words become prayers, whispered softly, accompanied by the crackling sound of the torches, whose flames cast dancing shadows on the smooth surfaces of the walls. The heat is intense, almost unbearable, but the solemnity of the ceremony keeps everyone in a state of absolute focus. The priests move with precision, each gesture meticulously calculated, for they know that the connection with the gods allows no errors. Every incense burned, every symbol drawn in the air, is part of a larger whole that links the mortal world with the immortal. There's an engaging mysticism that makes you feel, in some way, that this space, though silent, breathes. It's as if the very place is waiting for the prayer, waiting to be filled with divine energy. In one corner of the chamber, the pharaoh sits with his court. His presence is dominant, not only because of the magnificence of his ceremonial attire, but because of the aura he exudes. Dressed in rich ceremonial garments adorned with gold and precious stones, the pharaoh watches the ceremony unfolding before him. He is the ruler, the chosen one of the gods, and his posture reflects this. His attitude is serious, eyes fixed on the priests who, ritualistically, lead the preparations. Around him, officials and servants move quickly, some preparing food, others arranging the tributes to be presented to the gods. The environment surrounding the pharaoh is a pure representation of power. The royal hall is adorned with golden tapestries, depicting stories of victories and gods. The polished marble reflects the light of the torches illuminating the room, creating an atmosphere of wealth and majesty. In the background, the soft sound of Egyptian music can be heard, though it's faint, as if it's merely a reminder of a glorious era. The servants, for the most part, work without interrupting the flow of the ceremony, while the pharaoh remains on his throne like a monument of authority. His posture, firm and unwavering, serves as a constant reminder that he is the voice of the gods on
Protection
earth.
is needed to cross
There
into
is
eternity.
no doubt about
We
his
sense
position.
the weight of the ritual.
He is
the
the
importance of this
representative of the divine, and his word is the absolute truth. Everything around him exudes opulence, from the garments he wears to the attentive eyes of the court that watches his reactions. The seriousness with which he engages in the ritual is a reflection of his worldview, where everything is done in the name of divine order. The pharaoh is not merely a ruler. He is the mediator between the gods and humans. His authority is unquestionable, and his presence dictates the rhythm of life and death in Egypt.
And you can almost
The
feel
servants and
passage of
officials,
time.
though in the background, are no less important. They are the gears that make the empire function, obeying every command with precision. Every food placed on the table, every tribute offered at the pharaoh's feet, is a testament to their respect for his authority. However, despite the fact that the court is fully engaged in the proceedings, there is a clear sense that all are waiting for the divine blessing. The atmosphere, heavy with opulence, is not just a display of wealth but of an empire that believes itself invincible,
The book of the
eternally
dead is
protected by
closed,
the gods.
and the final prayers
The
are
pharaoh
said.
watches the
journey
ceremony with
is now.
seriousness,
The victories
aware
and
of his
gods.
divine responsibility,
The
and at the
polished
same
marble
time,
reflects the light of the
feeling
torches
the
illuminating
weight
the
of his
room.
reign's glory.
Pharaoh is ready to
He
pass
knows
into
that
the
his
next
authority
realm.
does not
His
come
soul
solely from
protected,
his position,
his legacy
but from the
set in
belief of
motion.
his people that he is, indeed, chosen by the gods. Thus, as the sun continues to rise in the sky and its light grows stronger, the day begins to unfold with the promise of a new cycle of power, reverence, and immortal
Pharaoh's
history
journey
in
is
ancient
not just a
Egypt.
physical one.
The valley,
spiritual
silent and
transition,
imposing,
a
keeps
passage
its
from
tombs and
one-
its stories, awaiting the arrival of yet another pharaoh who will walk its stones, immortalized for eternity.
Posture,
As you
firm
step
and
into the heart of
unwavering, serves
Luxor's
as a
market,
constant
you
reminder
are
that he is
immediately
the voice
swept
of the
away by the
gods.
energy of the place.
Pharaoh's body is
The
sealed,
air is
but his
thick
soul
with the
will
hustle
live
and
on,
bustle of
forever
merchants
guided
calling
by the
out
prayers
to
of the
potential
priests
customers.
and the words of
The Book of
Their
the Dead.
voices competing with
You can
each other
feel the reverence
to
in
attract
the air
attention.
as the ritual
The market
reaches
is
its
alive
conclusion,
with movement.
knowing
The vibrant colors of fabrics and the glitter of gold and silver jewelry create a striking contrast against the dusty streets. As you walk through the narrow alleys, you pass stalls piled high with goods everything from
Is a
finely
reflection of
woven
his worldview,
textiles,
where everything is
pottery,
done in the name
and
of
spices
divine
to
order.
precious stones
The
and
pharaoh is
foodstuffs
not
like
merely a
dried
ruler.
fish and figs. Each
As you
merchant
stand
has
at
a
their
story
base,
to tell,
the size
their
and
eyes
scale
gleaming
of
as
these
they haggle,
structures
eager
overwhelm you.
to make a sale and ensure their
These
survival
colossal
in the
tombs,
ever-competitive
built with precision
market.
and dedication,
The workers who come and go
last
seem to
witnesses to the
move with
glory.
purpose, their backs
and his
bent under the
presence
weight of the
dictates
large
rhythm of
baskets they
life and
carry.
death in Egypt.
The baskets are
The
filled
servants
with
and
wheat,
officials,
barley,
though in,
and other
serve a
essential
civilization
goods,
that spanned
destined for
millennia.
homes, temples, and royal stores. You can see the sweat on their brows as they walk through the hot, sun-soaked streets, their legs moving with the rhythm of someone accustomed to this relentless pace. The sound of wheels creaking and rolling over cobblestones reverberates in the air as carts laden with goods are pulled by donkeys, adding to the chaos of the marketplace.
The desert
The
emphasizes
scent of fresh
power
bread
these
wafts
structures,
through the air,
which have stood the test
mixing
of time,
with the
untouched
pungent
by the
odor of
relentless
fish,
march of Europe.
creating a heady mixture that defines the market's unique aroma. The atmosphere is undeniably busy, but there is an underlying sense of community within the hustle. You feel the pulse of the city in these streets,
Invincible,
as every person,
eternally
regardless
protected
of their
by the
social
gods.
status, plays a role in maintaining the flow of life
Further
in Luxor.
excavation or research.
As you walk further, You come upon the
sound of the
artisan
passing
district,
caravans in
where
the distance
skilled
mixes
craftspeople
with.
dedicate their lives to creating the sacred and the beautiful. The sound of hammers and chisels fills the air, as sculptors mold and
You can
carve
almost
stone
hear
into
the
the
whispers
likenesses
of
of
ancient
gods,
voices.
pharaohs,
The builders
and the
who,
sacred symbols of
centuries
their
ago,
culture.
toiled tirelessly
Their
to
workshops,
indeed,
humble
chosen by
in
the
appearance,
gods.
are filled with an
Thus,
energy
as the
that
sun
contrasts with the
continues to
simple
rise in the
surroundings.
sky and its light,
The
create these
walls of
tombs for
these
their
small
kings.
spaces are
They are
adorned with
long
half-finished
gone, but
statues,
their work endures,
their forms
defying
taking
the decay
shape
of time
under
and
the
for
artisan's
erasure of
practiced
history.
hands.
The pyramids
Each artisan
stand as a
is
testament
engrossed
to
in
the
their
greatness of
work,
Egypt,
the
their stone
concentration
walls
on their
and
faces
indomitable.
showing their devotion to their craft. The tools they use are simple hammers, chisels, and polishing stones but in their hands. These tools are nothing short of magical. They mold not only materials,
Awaiting
but they
the
also
arrival
shape
of
the
yet
essence of
another
Egypt
pharaoh
itself,
who will walk
creating
its
items of
stones,
both practical and
immortalized
spiritual
for
value
eternity.
that will last for
Bathed the
generations.
pyramids,
You can
struck
see
by
the
sense
pride
that
in
these
their
structures
eyes as
will
they
never
work,
fade.
knowing
are
that their
eternal.
creations
Of
will be
time,
placed
they
in the
weather
most
their
sacred
stones,
spaces of Egypt, the
but their
temples,
significance
the
will never
tombs,
diminish.
and the palaces. These
The pyramids
statues,
are not just
idols,
monuments to
and
the
objects are
pharaohs.
more than just
They are
art.
symbols of Egypt's
They are
immortality,
the embodiment of faith,
emblems
honor,
Of
and
a
reverence
culture
for the
that believed
gods.
in the divine connection
There's a
between
sense of
rulers
quiet
and gods.
devotion in the air as the
grandeur
artisans
of
pour their soul into each piece.
The pyramid speaks
The
to
process
the ambition
is
of the
slow,
Egyptian people.
methodical,
Their
but
belief
each
that
stroke
their
brings
legacy
them
would
closer to the
transcend them.
perfection
Clear
they
that the
seek.
greatness of Egypt
Every
is not
sculpture
confined to the past.
they create
It is
serves as a
woven
reminder
into the
of
fabric
Egypt's
the world itself,
divine connection.
enduring.
Whether it's a statue of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, or an offering to one of the many deities worshipped in this
Backs
land.
bent under the weight
For
of the
these
large
workers,
baskets they carry.
their labor
The
is not
baskets
just
are
a means
filled
of
with wheat,
survival,
barley, and
but
other
a sacred
Essential
duty
goods,
and act of
destined
honoring
for
the
homes,
divine and
temples,
upholding
and
the
royal
legacy
stores.
of the gods.
You can see the
The
sweat
sound
on
of
them.
hammers tapping against
Help but
stone,
feel that the
the
spirit of
rhythmic
Egypt
pounding of
still
metal
lingers in
being
the air.
shaped,
The
and the
civilization may
quiet
have fallen,
murmurs
but its
exchanged
essence
between the artisans
endures.
as they work
Embedded
together
in these
create a
monumental
symphony of
structures,
creation.
in the tombs of the pharaohs. In the stories
Each
that have been
movement,
passed down
each
through
sound
time, in the
is a
quiet
testament
stillness
to
of
the
night,
dedication
the
and skill
pharaohs rest in
required
their
to
tombs,
bring Egypt's
their spirits
grandeur to
forever
life,
linked to the
to
land
capture
they
its
once
essence in
ruled.
stone and metal.
The legacy of their
You
reign,
can't help
their
but feel
accomplishments,
the weight of
and
their
their
responsibility,
Beliefs
their
have been
work.
immortalized in the
Though
very
Hambal will
stones of
live
the
on for
pyramids,
centuries,
ensuring
immortalizing
that
the
their
divine
memory will never
power
fade.
that is believed to flow
As you
through
reflect
Egypt's
on
very
this,
veins.
you realize that
The
greatness
legacy
of
they
Egypt
create
was not
will
merely in its
outlive them,
monuments or
etched
its
into the very
rulers.
fabric of Egyptian
But in the belief that
civilization.
life does not end
Further
with death.
down the river, along the
pharaohs
banks of
sought
the mighty Nile,
immortality,
life
and in a
continues
sense,
in a quieter,
life in luxury.
yet equally
As you
essential
walk further,
rhythm.
you come upon the
You
artisan
find yourself
district,
surrounded
where
by
skilled
families who
craftspeople
live and
dedicate
work
their-
along the
achieved it.
river. Their livelihoods dependent on the
pyramids,
fertile
the
land,
tombs,
nurtured
the
by the
art,
great
and the
river's
writings
annual
of the
flooding.
ancient Egypt
The
all
workers,
serve as reminders
young and
that,
old,
while the
are
kings
busy
and
harvesting the
queens may have
crops that will
passed from this
sustain
world,
Egypt's people.
their stone
You
into the
watch as
likenesses
men
of
and
gods,
women, their
pharaohs,
bodies
and the
glistening
sacred
with
symbols
sweat,
of their culture.
carefully
Their
load
workshops,
baskets of wheat
civilization
and barley
lives
onto
on
boats
in the
that will
collective
carry the
memory of
harvest to the
humanity.
royal granaries and markets
Inside
of the
tombs,
cities.
the silence
The
is
workers
profound.
move with the rhythm of the land,
pharaoh's resting
their steps
place is
steady and
adorned with
determined as they
statues and
carry the
treasures,
heavy
his
loads.
body laid to
The sound of their footsteps is muffled by the soft lapping of the river against the shore. A constant reminder of the life-giving power of
as
the
though
Nile.
pharaoh's spirit
You
lingers
observe
in
how the
shadows of
farmers
the tomb.
move in sync with the seasons, their lives dictated by the flooding and receding of the river. Each year, the Nile's floodwaters bring new life to
gods
the
that
land,
guided him,
enriching
and
the
the
soil
promise of
and ensuring
immortality.
another bountiful
The
harvest.
pharaoh's legacy.
The
immortalized.
workers know this cycle well.
But they also
They
shape
have
the
lived it
essence
for
of Egypt
generations.
itself, creating
As
items
they
of both
work,
practical and
there is
spiritual
an
value
unspoken
that will last
understanding that their
generations.
efforts are for the
tomb
greater
will
good,
live on,
that
just as
their
the pyramids
labor
endure
is
in the
directly
desert.
tied to the survival of
The
the
passage
nation.
from life to
In the heat of the day, you hear the voices of the supervisors calling out instructions, making sure the work is done
will be placed
efficiently
in the
and
most sacred
correctly.
spaces of Egypt.
You hear the
temples,
occasional
the
shout of
tombs, and the
encouragement,
palaces.
reminding the
These
workers of the
statues
importance of
inspire
their
those who come
task.
after.
The sense of community
stand
here
in
is
the heart
strong,
of the tomb,
as everyone
you are
knows
reminded
their
of the
role in
significance.
ensuring the prosperity of
Idols
Egypt.
and objects are more than just art. They are the embodiment
The
of
sound
faith,
of the river's
honor,
current flows
of the
gently,
pharaoh's life,
almost
of the
serenely,
civilization that
as
built
you
these
watch families
monumental
gather around
structures,
small fire
and of the
pits,
belief
preparing meals at the
in
end of a hard
afterlife
day's
that
labor.
sustained them.
Children run through the
Pharaoh's
fields,
body
their
may
laughter
be
filling the
sealed
air,
within the
while women
sarcophagus.
prepare
See,
bread and other simple
Every
meals.
sculpture they create
The air
serves as a
smells of
reminder
freshly
of
baked
Egypt's
bread
divine
and the earthy
connection.
scent of the fields.
The tomb, like the pyramid, is a symbol
There
of
is a
eternity,
feeling of quiet
place where
satisfaction
the
here,
pharaoh's
a
legacy,
sense of
whether
fulfillment
it's a
that
statue
comes
of
from working the
Osiris,
land
the god
and
of the
knowing that
afterlife,
you are
or an
contributing to
offering one of
something
the
much
many
larger
deities
than
worshipped
yourself.
in this land.
Despite the hard work, there is hope in the air. You can sense that the cycle of life along the Nile will
Stars,
continue for
each one
centuries.
a reminder of the
And the
past,
workers here
a
are
link
the
between
foundation of
ancient world
Egypt's
and the present.
enduring prosperity.
The duty and
The
act
life
of
along the
honoring
Nile
divine
is not
and
easy,
upholding
but
the
it is
legacy
rich
of the
with
gods.
purpose. The work is backbreaking, the days long and hot, but the rewards are undeniable. The harvest feeds the people, the water nurtures the crops, and the gods watch over all. You feel the resilience of the people, their connection to the land, and their belief that they are part of something eternal. There is a strength in their unity, a collective spirit that binds them to the river and to each other. As the sun begins to set over the fields, you know that the work will continue tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. The rhythm of life in Egypt, slow
into
but
the
steady,
fabric of history.
will never stop. The chamber
The
is
silence
thick
of the
with the
Valley of the
oppressive
Kings
air
is
of heat
deafening,
and ritual.
Yet it is filled.
You stand
with
at
the
the
voices of the
threshold of
past.
the mummification room,
The tombs
where the
stand
sounds of
as
sacred
monuments to the
rituals
pharaohs,
echo against
but
the
they are
stone
also
walls.
monuments.
Egypt's
The
very
priests
veins.
move with
The
purpose,
legacy they create
their
will
actions a
outlive
blend
them,
of reverence
etched
and
into the
precision.
very fabric of Egyptian.
One by one,
To a belief
they
in
remove the
immortality,
organs from the body
a
of the
belief that
deceased,
time cannot
their
erase.
movements deliberate
As you leave
and
the valley,
methodical.
the pyramids,
Each organ is treated with the utmost care,
Further down the river,
cleaned,
along the
and placed
banks
in
of the mighty
sacred jars
Nile,
for
life
preservation.
continues in a
The
quieter,
process
still
is
rise in the
meticulous,
distance.
designed to
grandeur
ensure that the
eternal,
body
their
remains
legacy
intact for the
unbroken.
journey to the
power
afterlife.
of Egypt's.
You can
past
hear the
is
faint
not
sound of
confined to the
knives
pages of
slicing
history.
through flesh,
It lives
a
on
sound that
in the
seems to
stones,
reverberate in the
in the
still
air,
air,
and
breaking the
Their
silence of the
livelihoods
room.
dependent on the fertile
The
land,
body,
nurtured
once
by the
regal
great
and
river's
vibrant,
annual flooding.
now lies still, an empty vessel awaiting the
workers,
transition
young and
into
old,
eternity.
are busy
The
harvesting the crops
priests,
that will
draped
sustain
in their
Egypt's
ceremonial
people.
linen, chant prayers as they work. Their voices are low, steady, each word an invocation to the gods,
And
asking
barley
for
onto
favor
boats that
and
will carry
guidance
the
as the
harvest
soul
to
of the
royal
pharaoh
granaries and
prepares
markets
to
of the
leave the
cities.
mortal
The
realm.
South Asian workers move.
The walls of the chamber are adorned with images of deities, each one watching over the
The life-giving
process,
power of the
ensuring
Nile.
that the pharaoh's passage
You
is as
observe
seamless
how the
as
farmers
possible.
move in sync
There
with
is
the
no
seasons.
room for error.
Their lives
Every
dictated by the
movement,
flooding and receding
every
of the river.
gesture is performed
Each
with
year,
an
the
understanding
Nile's
of the
floodwaters
gravity
bring
of
new
the
life.
task.
Prosperity
The
of
air
Egypt.
is heavy with the scent of incense, the smell of the oils
sound
used
of
in
the
the
river's
embalming
current
process,
flows.
and the
The hard
mustiness of the
work.
stone.
There is hope in the
It's
air.
as if the chamber itself
can
holds
sense
its
that the
breath,
cycle of life
waiting
along
for
the
the
Nile
soul of the
will
pharaoh to be sealed in the
continue for
body
centuries.
and released into the
And the
afterlife.
workers here
As
are
the priests
foundation of
carefully
Egypt's
treat the
enduring
body,
prosperity.
their actions reflect the
The
reverence
life
they have
along
for the
Nile
deceased.
is not easy.
There
but it is
is no
rich with
rush,
purpose.
no
The
unnecessary
work is
movement.
backbreaking.
Every
days long and
moment
hot,
spent in
but
this
the
sacred
rewards are
space is an
undeniable.
honor, a
The harvest feeds
responsibility,
the African
and a
American people.
prayer.
The water nurtures.
You feel a
The three
sense of awe,
sisters grow stronger
knowing that this
together,
ritual,
just as
passed
our
down through
people do.
generations, has been
We honor
performed
the
countless
spirits of the
times.
harvest.
The
Know that
journey
work
of the
will continue
soul is at
tomorrow,
once
and the next day,
mysterious and
the
clear,
next.
its
The
destination
rhythm
both
of life in
unknowable
Egypt,
and inevitable. The rituals
Anointed with
performed
sacred
here are
oil,
designed to protect
protected
and guide
by
the
sacred
Pharaoh's
words.
spirit,
Pass
ensuring
through
that
this
it
gate
will be
is
able to
meticulous,
pass through the
designed
trials
to
of the
ensure that
afterlife
body
and
remains
reach its
intact for the
eternal
journey to the
resting
afterlife.
place. The mummification process continues, with each priest working in harmony, ensuring that the Pharaoh's body is
We
preserved
offer
for
this stone
eternity.
unto you, great
The
gods.
organs,
Hearken
now
to our
carefully
voices
wrapped
and
in
bless
linen,
this
are
sacred
placed in the
work.
canopic jars. The body itself is embalmed, coated in resins and oils to seal it and prevent decay. The skin is preserved, the hair carefully combed and arranged as it would have been in life. Every detail is attended to, each step a part of the greater ritual. You sense that this is more than a simple embalming. It is a sacred
Receive
act,
these
a
gifts,
passage from
blessed
the
one.
physical world to
May
the
the gods
spiritual.
protect your
The
passage.
body is no longer just flesh and bone. It is a vessel
It's
for
as
the
if the
soul,
chamber itself
one that must be
holds its
prepared
breath,
with the utmost respect.
waiting.
Safe passage
The
to the
air
afterlife.
in the chamber remains
There is
thick,
no room for
heavy with
error
the weight
here.
of the process.
The Pharaoh's soul
There is
must
no
be
hurry
protected,
here.
guided,
This is
and
a
honored.
sacred space, and
As
the
the
ritual
mummification
will
draws
take
to a
as long
close,
as it
The
needs.
priests gather
You
around
feel
the
the
body.
reverence in
Receive
the
him,
air,
O Lord,
the
and
solemnity
grant
of the
him eternal
moment.
rest.
The
We
priests
seal
work
this
in
tomb
silence,
until the appointed
their
time.
voices only rising in the form of chants and prayers. Each movement is a prayer, each step a step toward ensuring the Pharaoh's
Move
safe
on to the
passage
next stage
to
of
the
his
afterlife.
journey. His body
There is no
preserved
room
for
for
eternity.
error here.
But
The
it is not
Pharaoh's
just
soul
the
must
body
be
that you-
protected, guided, and honored. As the mummification draws to a close, the priests gather around the body, offering their final prayers. They seal the body in linen, wrapping it tightly and ensuring that nothing can escape.
The words of the Book of
The
the
body
Dead
is
are
now
not just
ready
prayers.
for its tomb,
They
for
are
its
the
eternal
keys to the
resting
afterlife.
place.
The top
You feel the weight of the moment, the significance of this final act. The Pharaoh is ready to
protection
move
is
on to the
needed
next
cross
stage of his
into
journey,
eternity.
his body
We
preserved
sense the
for
weight of the
eternity.
ritual, the
But it
importance
is
of
not
this
just the
moment.
body that is being
Because of the
prepared, it is the
magnificence
soul
of
that
his
is being
ceremonial
cared
attire,
for, that is being
but
sent
because
off
of the
with
aura
reverence and
he
respect.
exudes.
In the temple, the priests begin the next step in the journey. With the body prepared, they now turn to the sacred texts. The Book of the Dead lies open before them, its pages filled with incantations designed to guide the soul through the trials of the afterlife. The words are recited with precision, each prayer and chant a step in the
achieved
journey of the soul. You watch as the priests
pyramids,
carefully
the
pronounce
tombs,
each word,
the art,
their
and
voices
the
low
writings
and
of
reverent.
ancient Egypt
The Book of the
all
Dead is
serve
more
as
than just a
reminders that,
text.
while the
It
kings
is a
and
map,
queens may have
a
passed
guide for
from
the
this
soul
world,
as it navigates
their
the unknown
facade
afterlife.
into the likenesses of gods,
The words are
pharaohs,
not just
and
read.
the sacred symbols of their
They are
culture.
spoken with intent,
Their workshops,
with belief,
civilization
as though
lives
each
on
syllable has
in
the
the
power to
collective
alter
memory of
the course of
humanity.
the soul's journey.
Inside the
The
tombs,
torchlight
the
flickers in the
silence
darkened
is
room,
profound.
casting long shadows
The
against
Pharaoh's
the
resting
walls.
place is adorned
The
with
priests'
statues and
voices are
treasures.
the only
His
sound
body laid to
reverberating through the temple. As they read, the air feels charged, as if the room itself is holding its breath.
inhabitant of the past.
The words of the Book
as
of
though
the Dead
Pharaoh's
are not
spirit
just prayers.
lingers in the shadows
They
of the
are
tomb.
the keys to the afterlife, the protection needed to cross into eternity. You sense the weight of the ritual, the importance of the moment.
The gods that guided him,
The Pharaoh's
and the
soul
promise
is on
of
the precipice
immortality.
of a journey
The
that has been
Pharaoh's legacy,
foretold, that has been
immortalized.
planned for centuries.
But they also shape the
The
essence
priests'
of Egypt
chants
itself,
carry the soul
creating
forward,
items of both practical
guiding it
and
with
spiritual
reverence,
value that will
ensuring
last
that it will not
generations.
be
In the
lost in the
tomb
vastness of
will
the
live
afterlife.
on, just as the
The
pyramids
torchlight
endure in the
flickers
desert.
again, and you can almost
The
feel the
passage from
passage
life
of
to
time. The priests continue their work, their words steady and unwavering. The final prayers are offered,
placed
and
in
the
the most
body is
sacred
prepared to be
spaces of
sealed
Egypt,
away for
The
eternity.
temples, the tombs,
The
and
ritual is
palaces.
nearly complete.
These statues
You feel a
inspire
sense
those
of
who come after.
transition, of moving
As
from
you
one
stand
world
in
to
the
the
heart of
next,
the tomb,
as the soul
you
of
are
the
reminded
Pharaoh
of the
is guided
significance.
into the afterlife.
Idols
The
and
Book of the
objects are
Dead
more
is
than just
closed.
art.
and the final
They
prayers
are
are
the
said.
embodiment of faith.
The journey
honor,
is
of
now
the
set
Pharaoh's
in
life,
motion.
of the
The
civilization
Pharaoh
that built these
is ready to
monumental
pass into the
structures,
next realm,
and of the
his
belief
soul protected, his
in the
legacy
afterlife
eternal.
that sustained
As the
them.
ritual concludes,
The Pharaoh's
you are
body
left with
may
a
be
sense of
sealed
profound
within the
respect.
sarcophagus.
The Pharaoh's journey
Every
is
sculpture
not
they
just a
create
physical
serves as a
one.
reminder of
It is a
Egypt's divine
spiritual
connection.
transition, a passage from one world to the next.
The tomb, like
You
the pyramid,
feel the
is a symbol
weight of the
eternity.
moment, the significance
where
of
the
this
Pharaoh's
sacred
legacy,
act.
whether it's a
The
statue
Pharaoh's
of
body is
Osiris,
sealed,
the god of
but
the
his soul
afterlife,
will live
or
on,
an offering
forever
to one of the
guided
many
by the
deities
prayers of the
worshipped in this
priests
land.
and the words of the
Your
Book of the
soul
Dead.
stands at a crossroads.
You can feel the
words
reverence in
spoken
the air
tonight
as the
will
ritual
determine
reaches
its
its
journey.
conclusion,
Burned.
knowing that the
Every
Pharaoh
symbol
will
drawn in
travel
the air
onward,
is part of a
protected,
larger whole
honored,
that links the mortal
and
world with the
immortalized. The
immortal.
great pyramids
an-
of Giza rise majestically against the backdrop of the desert, standing as eternal monuments to the grandeur of ancient
Exactly as
Egypt.
described here.
As you stand
Look at
at
the
their
detail on
base,
the carvings.
the size and scale of these structures overwhelm you.
Actually here.
These
As
colossal
if the very
tombs,
place is waiting for
built
the
with
prayer,
precision and
waiting to
dedication,
be filled with
are the
divine
last
energy.
witnesses to the glory of a
The words of the
civilization
Book of
that
the
spanned
Dead
millennia.
are not just prayers.
The wind sweeps
They are the
through the
keys to
vast
the
desert,
afterlife.
carrying
The
with
top-
it the sand that has settled in the crevices of these mighty stones. The pyramids themselves seem to glow with a golden light
Time may
as the
weather
sun
their
sets
stones,
behind them,
but
casting
their
long
significance
shadows
will
across the
never
ground.
diminish.
The vast emptiness of the surrounding
pyramids are not
desert
just monuments
emphasizes
to
the
the
power
pharaohs.
of these
They are
structures,
symbols
which
of
have stood the
Egypt's
test of
immortality,
time, untouched by the relentless march
a
of
culture
history.
that believed in
The
divine
air is
connection
thick
between
with the sound
rulers
of the
and
wind as it
gods.
cuts through the open
The
space,
grandeur of
while the soft rustling of the
pyramid
workers'
speaks to the
clothes can be
ambition of
heard
the Egyptian
as they
people.
move around the base
their
of the
belief that
pyramids,
their legacy would transcend
preparing
them,
the
clear
area
that the greatness
for
of
further
Egypt is not
excavation or
confined to the
research.
past. It is
The
woven
sound
into
of the
fabric
passing
of the world
caravans in the
itself,
distance
enduring.
mixes with the deep silence of the desert, creating a sense of both isolation and continuity. As you gaze upward,
bent
you
under
can
the weight
almost
of the
hear the
large
whispers of
baskets they
ancient
carry.
voices. The builders
baskets are
who,
filled with
centuries
wheat,
ago,
barley, and
toiled
other
tirelessly to
Essential
create
goods,
these tombs for
destined
their
for
kings.
homes, temples,
They are
and
long
royal
gone,
stores.
but their work
can see
endures,
the sweat on
defying the decay of time and
Help
the
but
erasure
feel
of
that
history.
The spirit of Egypt
The
still
pyramids
lingers in
stand
the
as a
air.
testament to
The
the greatness of
civilization may have
Egypt.
fallen,
Their
but its
stone walls an
essence-
indomitable reminder of the civilization that once ruled over the land. As the golden light of the setting sun
can
bathes the
almost hear the
pyramids,
whispers
you are
of
struck
ancient
by the sense
voices.
that these
The
structures will
builders
never
who,
fade,
centuries
that they
ago,
are eternal.
toiled tirelessly
The
to,
passage of
indeed,
time
chosen
may
by the
weather their
gods.
stones, but their
Thus, as
significance
the
will
sun
never
continues to rise in
diminish.
the sky and its light create
The
these tombs for
pyramids
their
are
kings.
not just
They are
monuments
long
to the
gone,
pharaohs.
but their work endures,
They are symbols of
defying the
Egypt's
decay of
immortality,
time and for the
emblems
erasure
of a
history.
culture that
The pyramids
believed in the
stand as
divine
a
connection
testament to the
between
greatness of
rulers and
Egypt.
gods.
Their stone walls
The
an indomitable-
grandeur of the pyramid speaks to the ambition of the Egyptian people. Their belief that their legacy would transcend the boundaries of death and live on forever. As you stand there, it becomes
Awaiting
clear
the
that the
arrival of yet
greatness of
another
Egypt
pharaoh
is
who
not
will
confined
walk
to the
its
past. It
stones,
is woven into the fabric of the
immortalized for
world
eternity.
itself, enduring
Bathes the
through the
pyramids.
ages.
You are struck by
As
the sense
night
that these
falls and the
structures
stars
will never
begin to
fade,
twinkle in the dark
that they are
sky,
eternal,
the sense of eternity
endures,
deepens.
Embedded in these
The
monumental
pyramids,
structures,
now bathed in the
tombs of
soft
the
light of the
pharaohs.
moon, seem to become
in the
more than
stories
just
that have been
stones.
passed down through
They
time,
are a
in the
beacon,
quiet stillness
casting
of the
their
night,
light across the
Pharaohs
ages,
rest in their
illuminating
tombs,
the path for
their
future
spirits
generations
Ever
to
linked the
follow.
land they once
The
ruled,
wind, now
The
cooler,
legacy of their
carries
reign,
with it the
their
echoes of the
accomplishments,
past.
and there,
And you
beliefs
can't
have
help
been
but
immortalized
feel
in the
that the
very
spirit of
stones the
Egypt still
pyramids,
lingers in the air.
ensuring that their memories
The
will
civilization
never
may
fade.
have fallen, but
As
its
you
essence
reflect on this,
endures,
you realize
embedded
that the
in these
greatness of
monumental
Egypt
structures,
was not
in the
merely
tombs
in its
of the
monuments
pharaohs,
or its rulers,
in the stories that have
but
been
in the
passed
belief
down
that
through
life
time.
does not end with
In the
death.
quiet stillness of the night,
pharaohs sought
the pharaohs rest
immortality,
in their
and
tombs,
in a sense,
their spirits
body
forever
itself
linked
is
to the
embalmed,
land they once
coated
ruled.
in resins and oils
The
to
legacy
seal
of
it
their
and
reign,
prevent decay.
their accomplishments, and their beliefs have been immortalized in the very stones of the pyramids, ensuring that their memory will never fade. As you
Despite its
reflect on
vastness,
this,
seems
you
to
realize
rest
that
in
the
utter
greatness
silence.
of Egypt was not
desert heat
merely in
begins
its
to take hold
monuments
of.
or its
They
rulers,
achieved it.
but in the belief that life does not
The
end with
pyramids,
death.
the tombs,
The pharaohs
the
sought
art,
immortality,
and the writings
and in a
of ancient
sense,
Egypt
they
all
achieved it.
serve as reminders
The
that, while
pyramids,
the kings
the
and
tombs,
queens may have
the
passed
art,
from this world,
and the
their
writings of
stone
ancient
into the
Egypt all
likenesses
serve
of
as
gods,
reminders that,
pharaohs,
while the
and the
kings
sacred
and
symbols
queens
of their culture,
may have passed from this
their
world,
workshops,
their
civilization
civilization
lives on
lives on in the
collective
collective
humanity.
memory of humanity.
inside
the tombs,
the silence
is
profound.
profound. The Pharaoh's resting place is adorned with statues and
treasures.
treasures, his body laid to rest in a sarcophagus, surrounded by the wealth of the empire. The air is still, yet you can sense the presence of the past,
as though
the Pharaoh's spirit lingers in the shadows of the tomb. The walls of the burial chamber are covered in intricate carvings, depicting the Pharaoh's journey to the afterlife, the gods that guided him, and the promise of immortality. The Pharaoh's legacy, immortalized in the tomb, will live on, just as the pyramids endure in the desert. The passage from life to death may be inevitable, but the legacy of a great ruler transcends the physical world, continuing to influence and inspire those who come after. As you stand in the heart of the tomb, you are reminded of the significance of the Pharaoh's life, of the civilization that built these monumental structures, and of the belief in the afterlife that sustained them. The Pharaoh's body may be sealed within the sarcophagus, but his spirit continues its journey, guided by the prayers and rituals that have been performed for centuries. The tomb, like the pyramid, is a symbol of eternity, a place where the Pharaoh's legacy will remain intact for as long as the stones endure. The night sky above the Valley of the Kings is a canvas of stars, each one a reminder of the past, a link between the ancient world and the present. The pyramids, the tombs, the artifacts, they all speak to a time long gone. Yet, they remain as a testament to the greatness of Egypt and the enduring power of its civilization. As you leave the tomb and walk into the night, you can't help but feel that Egypt, despite the passage of time, still lives on. The pharaohs may be gone, but their legacy, immortalized in stone and story, remains forever etched into the fabric of history. The silence of the Valley of the Kings is deafening, yet it is filled with the voices of the past. The tombs stand as monuments to the pharaohs, but they are also monuments to a belief in immortality, a belief that time cannot erase. As you leave the valley, the pyramids still rise in the distance, their grandeur eternal, their legacy unbroken. The power of Egypt's past is not confined to the pages of history. It lives on, in the stones, in the air, and in the memory of those who remember.